Hey guys, Tyler here. So I talked about last week with episode 215 that Justin, Gables, and I got together and just planned on recording a regular episode. And went really long. So I broke it up into two parts. We released the first part last week about my tattoo and Justin's E3 thoughts. And this show is just a regular show. What we've been playing, news and everything like that. So I was going to release it in the middle of the week and then record a new show this weekend. But Gables and I talked about it. We have not taken a week off from recording since we've taken 1 week off from recording in the last year. So figured this would be a good time. We released a lot of content in the last couple weeks. Good time to take a break, refresh the batteries, and give ourselves a break and then enjoy the weekend of no recording. As much as I love doing it, we need a break from every now and again. So here is part 2 of our discussion from last week. Hope you guys enjoy it. We will see you next week with a brand new show.
Yeah.
I gotta pee really bad.
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna go pee, and then we will.
Me and Gables sing.
You and Gables can sing.
Bee Gees hit it. Yeah. Got some niles.
Take a piss. Tyler's gonna take a piss. He's gonna take a piss.
Taking a piss. Taking a piss.
Taking a piss.
The bass boom boom ba-da-boo-boo.
He's gonna totally fucking just piss
gonna
himself when he
kill
just
us.
listens to this.
Yeah.
I'm like just listening back while he's editing. It's like, what? Why is it spiking so bad here? It's like, oh my god.
Oh my god, he did it again. Bee Gees forever, forever, forever.
All right. So we're back. I had pee. Sorry.
It's okay.
Small bladder. Can't help it. We're gonna jump into now what we've been playing. Been a few weeks since I think we talked about really what we've been playing.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody want to go first? Anybody want to
Not
volunteer?
me.
Not Justin.
Everyone's probably sick of hearing me, so should probably do somebody else.
Well,
I don't want to tell you.
I'll go ahead.
I felt it.
Go ahead, Gables.
So for the past month, I've been playing only like 2 games, and one of them is actually a mobile game. So I have been playing that Magikarp Jump game for a better part of a couple weeks. I'm on my 15th. Well, the thing about this Magikarp Jump game is like it's basically you're doing what the hell the game is saying. It's like you're taking the Magikarp, you're fishing it up, and you have to raise it in order to like go through and compete against other Magikarp that jump. And so the whole purpose of this game is you have to raise the Magikarp that jumps the highest out of like a slew of all the other Magikarp and stuff, so you become like the Alpha Carp of everything. So it's essentially what it is. So among this
Your
journey,
finger wins.
you got to go through. You got to upgrade your stats. You got to upgrade like your fruit, your training regimens and stuff. So basically, here you are as a Magikarp, and you got to go through and you got to like do this type of training regiment stuff where you get to like jump and hit the stupid meter or something to count how many jumps you do. It does it automatically, obviously. Because if you actually could like just tap the screen every time the thing would jump, that would get kind of annoying after a while. But there's that. There's a mini game where Magikarp actually smashes against a tree and stuff to try to improve itself. Yeah, it's really it's really crazy actually. I remember like one of my Magikarp that I was raising, he was hitting the tree right, and at the end of the trading session, he actually broke the tree. But there are those type of missions that you feed this Magikarp berries, and the reason why you do all these things is because it raises its a meter, right? So what the meter is, it measures how high you can jump. So the highest I've gotten so far while raising a Magikarp has been like 195 meters or something like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like
God.
It starts increasing like every time you improve like a level for a Magikarp. So say if your maximum is like 5 or 10 levels or something when you're raising your first Magikarp, you only do like about maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 7 meters max. But now I'm at my 15th generation with this Magikarp and stuff, and now I'm going all the way up to almost 200 meters. But oh yeah, that's the thing about it. It's one of those games where there's a whole bunch of hidden little fees inside of it, little microtransactions.
Sorry.
So how these microtransactions work is there's these little diamonds, right? And you could basically use some of these diamonds that you collect along the way to either refish up a Magikarp if, say, you don't like the different type of color scheme or how it jumps or how it does this and that. And that's just another thing this Magikarp is too. It's there's all these different patterns that you can collect. Let's say if you want to be a completionist for this type of game, there's like about, I kid you not, 12 to 15 sort of like different patterns of a Magikarp. I've ended up getting like 2 shinies too, just like 2 shiny Magikarps and stuff. But anyway, how other things of these diamonds work is you get to actually use diamonds to pay for like certain like Pokemon partners that you can get and stuff to help raise the Magikarp like quicker and do all this other stuff. But there's another thing also that happens is like there's these random blurbs, like say after a battle or after you're done training missions. There's like all these different type of other things. It's like I remember getting one like where Magikarp is lost, and you have the option of either having it stay where it's at or something like that, or just go and let the Magikarp find you. So the first time I did that, I actually had select the option to try to like have it find me, and I just see this little Magikarp, my little Magikarp, just jumping all the way on the sidewalk, you know, and as you can imagine, like a Magikarp just splashing his way across a street, you know.
Muddy the Mud Skipper.
It kind of like a Muddy the Mud Skipper type of moment and stuff, where he's just splashing, trying to like from place to place and stuff. So he finally finds my trainer and stuff. So it's like little moments like that you can earn extra jump points. That's what basically I'm just calling them, jump points. So to be perfectly honest with you, the game is pretty addicting. I mean, it's not bad, but at the same point and stuff, it's good in small bursts. So I usually play this either during a little bit of my break or if I'm like really bored or something like that at like home and stuff. If I'm watching a YouTube video, I just go ahead and just zone out and just play a little bit of that while I'm going through and doing things. But yeah, other than that Magikarp jump game, I've been really heavily invested inside this Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now, the game released back in March. I don't generally do tactical shooters too often. As a matter of fact, I never do tactical shooters. Because they're generally not my cup of tea. But one of my friends, she wanted me to get the game and play it with her, pretty much, like a co-op sort of experience. So, the beautiful part about that game is, the co-op thing is, it's basically a drop-in, drop-out sort of thing. So it's like, you get to start your game, you're connected online and stuff, so if you want, other types of players from your friend list will join your game. You can also set it to private if you don't want people bothering you. But I've played quite a few things like inside the game. It also didn't help though that the first time that I'm playing the game with her and stuff, she already has like close to a maxed out character, and so we're going through all this stuff, and I'm getting like shot and killed like here and there and stuff like that. It's like total disregard to like a beginning type of player if you're paired off with somebody who already has like a player already has all the other type of items and all the other shit. But basically how it is you are a CIA group that has to go inside Bolivia and try to take down this drug cartel ran by this dude called El Sueño. So basically he's just the head drug lord of this cartel, and basically he has four of these like head of production things for his cartel. So one of them is responsible for like smuggling items, one's for production, one's for influence, another one's for something else of security. So you have these four heads like that are right under Sueño, and then under them are these underbosses, and there's like 4 or 5 different like people underneath the underbosses, which are called the Busans or something like that. And so basically what this game is it's an explorable sandbox tactical shooter where you get to go and investigate like specific parts of this land and stuff through basically exploring kind of similarly to what you do in Breath of the Wild. It's an open sandbox style of game. Though it may not have like as much colorfulness and may not have like a lot of the interesting elements that Breath of the Wild has. I can tell you this, man, I am getting really close to platinuming this game.
Damn, cool.
Well, I'll tell you why. It's because there are these specific types of achievements which are actually pretty much a blast to try to go through and complete. For example, there were 2 trophies that I wanted to unlock, which I finally did. One was kill 7 enemies with 1 C4. The other one was kill 7 enemies with 1 mine. And so I asked around on like one of the PlayStation communities I follow on my PS4, and one of the guys ended up messaging me. It's like, hey, why don't you go through and just like go through a random like town or something like that. See if you can sneak up behind some of them, like basically grab them. Just go from behind them, press the square button, drag them off to the vehicle, stow them in the vehicle, which that's an option. You can actually take an enemy fighter or something like that and stow them inside of a random vehicle that you can control. So basically what I end up learning is you can only store up to 3 to 4 to a vehicle and that's a big if, the vehicle is large enough. So I basically went forth, I had a pickup truck, and I ended up finding a van around the corner, and I got about 7 terrorists or something like that all in a row. And what I did is I placed a bit of C4 right there. I just walked about 10 or 15 feet away, held my L1 button, and both the vehicles exploded. So, as I ended up finding out, that was one of my favorite moments, like, going through the game so far, is just trying to accomplish a lot of the achievement stuff. The other is just going through and approaching the different ways I can attack, like, enemy bases. And you're facing like a lot of the drug cartel stuff. There's also another type of security type of force that's like running the land too. It's called the Unidad or something like that, where they're basically sort of the military force inside Bolivia, but they're also being paid off by the cartel as well. And so they got this sort of steady alliance with one another. So of course they're going to be against you, and if you go across their bases, they will shoot you out of the sky. Which I've actually learned previously through a couple experiences. But so far, I have collected over 50% of the intel inside the game. I have completely destroyed the production side of the cartel, which included like 4 or 5 boostons, like the underboss, basically the boss of the whole production stuff. And I've gone through and just got through most of the people there. I just got to go through some of the rest of the stuff. I mean, I've explored almost the entirety of Bolivia, but I still got a couple different things. And I think I may actually have an option on my map to go to the final like end game or something to try to beat El Sueño. So it's like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do that right now. I want to go forward and explore everything, since all the rest of the trophies I have on my trophy list inside this game, they are easy to try to go through and finish the rest, because all it is exploring, taking out the rest of the terrorists and stuff inside the cartel, and beating the game. There's nothing set on difficulty, meaning I don't have to play through the game on hard mode in order to do that. If that was an option, I would not have done it. So, you know what? Right now, through nearly 65 hours of going through and playing this game and not even getting close to the end of it, man, it is enjoyable for what it is. I would not have expected this to actually be a game I would enjoy playing as much as I have. And I would actually urge people, if you find this game discounted, like, say, on sale for, like, $30 or $25 or something like that, and you have even the remotely bit of interest in having, like, a tactical sort of a group shooter and stuff like that, I would heavily suggest you just try it out. Red box it, go through maybe, like, oh god, what's that other type of gaming service that they got going right here? Hell, I forgot the whole Reynolds stuff, but
Oh, GameFly.
yeah, GameFly. That's what I was talking about. But one last thing I will say about the game is, you actually have 3 AI partners with you too. So it's not like you're just by yourself and stuff. You actually have a squad of 3, which are fairly competent, that will actually revive you if you get shot to death. Which, trust me, you'll die a lot inside this game, and mostly through like your own stupidity. But
believe me, I know all about that.
oh man, and for like question wise, if you guys are kind of wondering, yeah, this Ubisoft game does have its fair share of glitches. You guys want to hear a couple of them?
Sure, yeah.
Every time that I summon a vehicle inside this game, something weird happens. They don't spawn directly at the area of the place where I want them to. So for say, I go through and I call the dude that's supposed to be supplying the rebel guy that you're trying to, help his people and stuff be freed by the cartel. So this guy's name's Pat Katari. So Katari goes through and launches a vehicle for you, and through every rebel support stuff, the different types of vehicles you can actually go through and summon. So say you can summon a regular car, an armored vehicle, or a helicopter. So here I am, I try to summon a helicopter. There has been 5 to about 10 different instances where I've summoned a helicopter, and I've watched my helicopter land on a hill and routinely slide itself all the way down, either inside of the lake, either inside the middle of traffic, or it was hit by a car. Then there was the time where it spawned in the middle of the trees, and me try to take away from the trees, and my damn helicopter the whole blades just go to shit because they hit the fucking tree branches. It's some just comical shit, dude. It's like unintentional too. But those are just the kind of glitches that I've encountered, which they just make me fucking laugh, and I'm like, really? Did that just happen right now? Oh man, just see, and that's just the thing. You can't land that helicopter on like even the steepest of inclines or declines or something like that. Because that damn thing, if you leave that helicopter and leave it like it is, it'll slide down that hill.
Is the physics?
Because I've done that a couple times where I've actually ran down the hill to try to catch that helicopter and couldn't get it in before the damn thing
The game thinks it's a snowball.
Oh yeah, that's just the thing. I've literally tried chasing a helicopter. It landed inside the lake, and I could not get back inside that helicopter because it sank down to an extent.
That's awesome.
So you can't even fucking ride the helicopter inside the water.
Became realistic.
Exactly. Oh my gosh! But yeah, that's what I've been playing, guys.
Oh, that's very cool, man. Glad you're still enjoying that game.
Man.
You want me to go? Okay.
Go for it, brother.
All right. So I've been playing a couple games over the last few weeks. I'll jump into the one that's a little quicker to go through. Walking Dead, the New Frontier, Season 3 of TellTale's Walking Dead games. Finished that up. Actually finished up fairly quickly. I like what they've been doing lately. Batman, they're giving us an episode once a month. Finished up in 4 months. Same thing, I think, with 5 months with Walking Dead. We got the 2 episodes in late December. I think nothing in January, and then I think February, March, April. So no, we got in 4 months. We got all 5. So they've been doing a good job of giving us episodes consistently, knocking out seasons consistently. Even with Guardians of the Galaxy, I think we got the first one at the beginning of May, and the second one just came out early January. Or in early June, sorry. So I finished it up. You play as, I kind of talked about it back in like December, and Telltale games are obviously hard to talk about episode by episode, so I figured mention at the beginning, episode 1, mention at the end when you're done with it. So kind of the main premises is that you are Javier. Clementine is back. You play as sort of like little sections in each episode. You kind of fill in the gaps between season 2 and season 3. Depending on what your choices were. You play as Javier. It kind of like starts off, shows like kind of beginning of when all the stuff happened where zombies, the walkers, started, and it kind of fast forward a few years later, like 4 or 5 years later, and where you're at now, trying to survive. You're with your sister-in-law, and then your brother's 2 kids.
Whoa.
It's kind of taken care
A lot has happened.
A lot has happened.
First one.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's a big difference. I don't think none of the characters from season 1 are in this season 3. And I guess actually the cool thing is I guess depending on some things that happen, you can actually bump into characters from past seasons in season 3. But I did not have that experience.
Huh.
So like it seems like there's complete things that you can completely change.
Things.
Yeah, like I was listening to someone talk about episode 4, and they were saying this thing happened in episode 4, and I played episode 4, and I think it did not happen to me at all. Where a character from a past season popped in, and I didn't see that character at all. But anyways, I thought, I talked about it a few years ago, season 2. I thought it was really disappointing. Or it came off of, and I talked about it a few months ago, or maybe late last year when we played it, season 2, and it was just kind of dumb how you're playing as a 11-year-old girl or a 12-year-old girl. I don't know how old you were at that point, and you're doing everything, and then there's all these you're in this group of adults.
Don't seem realistic.
Yeah, and it was just like, it almost felt like the developers realized it, because that was like discussion points you can pick in your conversation tree. It's like, I'm a kid. Why am I doing all this shit?
Wow.
And like almost like they realized it like late in the season, like episode 4 and 5. There's like several times I remember where you can pick that option.
It is that they realized it.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
like, why is like you have those like there's not even a teenage girl doing all the heavy lifting in this group of adults. Yeah, and making big decisions too, which is making sense. But I understand like for gameplay portion, you got to kind of have it work that way, but it's still dumb and like real. If you think about real life,
they want to have you connect. They want to have you connect to a important character for the second season. Because
Yeah.
what the most incredible one died to me.
Lee.
And so I get it.
Yeah,
I tried to force her in there.
they put themselves. They tied themselves to a corner, and this is, I guess, they're probably the best way they thought to kind of get them way out of it. Yeah. And I'm cool with it in this sense. With when you're playing Heavy Air, he's an adult, and just kind of going along the path of it. And I don't know, it's hard. Like it's still hard to talk about
this.
This
Is
game
Javier?
Yeah.
Where did he come from? Do you want to talk about that or no?
I mean, it's not really a spoiler. Like it starts off like he was a pro baseball player.
Oh wow!
And he got kicked out of baseball for
Holy
gambling on baseball. And he's going back home. Basically, lost everything, lost all his money, has nothing. Moved back in with his family, and he's just a big disappointment. And it deals a lot with his brother.
That's flashbacks.
Yeah, the character is super deep, and I really like this.
I'm more into characters than plot.
Yeah, and
the more I think about like games and stuff.
Yeah, and
that sounds interesting as hell.
It's cool. Like, and it does a lot of flashbacks with him. Basically, why the relationships with his family it is, and like kind of why he is who he is now, which is cool. I like that where
that is cool.
Adds a lot of depth to it because sometimes it's like, especially in a game like this where you just jump right into like, if I jump right into this without any backstory, I think I would have played it a lot differently. But I go into it when I would play these kind of games. I always kind of play it how I think the character would play it and how I want to play it. And I thought it's kind of more of a redemption story for him about how he screwed up big time, and it's him, like I said, it's a redemption story. It's him redeeming and making up for all the things he screwed up in his life, and basically growing up. And that's kind of where this story, to me, anyways, is about. And there's definitely different ways you can play it, but it's cool. And just kind of like jumping in, a lot of it has to do with his relationship with his brother, and how they don't really get along and why they don't get along. And then how he bumps into Clementine, and then it's really cool to see how her story progressed, especially from the ending I picked in season 2, and how she got to that point. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's hard to talk about without really spoiling it. But I think if I was gonna rank the TellTale games, I would rank season 2 probably towards the bottom of the ones I played. And I played all of them except since Walking Dead season 1 came out. I played every single one of them.
Oh my
except
God.
for the Fables one.
Fables. The Wolf Among Us.
The Wolf Among Us, yeah. It's the only one I haven't played. But I played all the other ones. and I'd probably put that one probably at the bottom, and I'd probably put this one towards the top. I still think Walking Dead Season 1 is the peak, but it's not too far below that. Like, it's up there with, like, Tales of the Borderlands,
It was
Batman,
a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
On my PS Vita in the bathtub.
Oh, playing Walking Dead
So I
Season
played
1.
that whole fucking game.
Yeah.
So weird.
In
weird.
one
the
sitting,
bathtub.
actually.
In the bathtub. In
Yeah.
the old place downtown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super weird.
It's a fantastic story. I love where it went. I love where it's going. There was definitely some problems still with it's TellTale.
Yeah.
A lot of problems with the engine. So, not really going to spoil details so much, but like in episode 4, one character dies, and you get to choose basically which one dies or which one lives. And it happens at the end of season episode 4. And I picked that character, they died, and then episode 5, there's a cutscene, and it shows all the characters in your group walking around. That character that died is walking around in the background of that cutscene in episode 5, but the character that survived, that should have been walking there, is gone.
Wizard of Oz.
What?
I've seen it before.
Oh, really?
In a movie one time.
Oh.
No.
No.
Go
No,
ahead.
it was just kind of
Are
like
you serious?
Yeah, like it was just like, yeah.
Did
That
it
was
make you laugh?
a little
inside?
bit. I did laugh.
You cried and like laughed?
I did not cry, but I laughed. It was almost like I just.
What about a tear? It's not crying.
No.
It's a tear.
No, there's no tears. And a couple of issues where like normally when like I bought the season pass for this, and I buy most season passes for Tesla games. But I played episode 5 like right after it came out. Usually I wait like 2 or 3 weeks because there's always problems when they first come out. But episode 5 I played like
You are a proud supporter of TellTale games.
I know,
dude.
even though there's problems with them. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I mean, like I said, they make a lot of good games. I think
Yeah.
they tell really good stories, anyways.
You're a good spokesperson.
But episode 5, I beat 3 and 4 like right before episode 5 came out, and I wanted to see what happened. So I played episode 5. Like it came out like on Tuesday, and I played it on Thursday, and twice. Obviously, they have the glitch where the character that was dead shows up in the cutscene, and then so stupid.
I wish you recorded.
I wish I would have.
Face.
I wish I would have recorded like it happening, but and then twice it like what's the one I'm looking for? Basically, it kicked me out of the game. It, like if
Just where'd it kick you to?
the home screen, it closed the game.
And on PS4?
Yeah, it closed the game out. The game shut down. And I had like
At least it did that, I guess, instead of
Yeah.
just like freezing.
yeah, it didn't free. It just kicked me out and I had to
Kicked you
reboot it. And it gave me like report a problem. Do not report a problem thing. It happened twice. But luckily it was like right.
It could be a PS4 thing.
No, it's just TellTale.
It is
TellTale.
Because I've
Batman
had
had
that happen on
this
PS4.
Episode
things.
5 with Batman
It's
was
like weird, like new update and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There's like fucking
No, it's
shit
just-
all of a sudden.
every TellTale game. has that
It really
problem.
does. Yeah,
Batman
you
was
know,
broken.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to question you, Tyler,
No.
because you would know.
No, like
I was just curious.
episode 5 of Batman was the same thing. I don't know how many times I got kicked out of that one. Probably 2 or 3 times. And also the character running
You
around.
gotta ask, how does that happen? How?
They literally they finish those games and they release them. Like the episode. There's
There's
there was
so
like,
many little things, that, even though it's somewhat a simple game,
yeah,
so many things can go wrong still.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Basically, like
And they don't want to have that, like, the thing where it's like, oh, we gotta wait for the next episode. It's like,
they got
They're
like I
trying
think they're
different
gonna. I think they
things
do like what I imagine they do is they'll probably do episode 1 and they start episode 2 and then they release it. Is what I'm guessing.
That's what I was thinking.
And they kind of
Now,
yeah.
Now they kind of like, before release the first or second episode, let's make sure the next one's underway.
yeah.
And feeling comfortable.
But now it's like, but I think like it's from what I understand, is that like, it's like, so it's Monday. It's like we're pretty close to this episode being done. All right, cool. We're gonna release it next Tuesday. Oh shit! And that's what it sounds like. So like they'll be working on this episode until like
It's like
Saturday
South
or
Park.
Sunday. Yeah, it's basically South Park. Where it's like Saturday or Sunday.
Oh,
they're like okay,
This
this
just
gotta
happened.
be sent out to place out there, and then we'll do updates later, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Whereas like it's always best. I've always done like wait 2 or 3 weeks and play the episode, and I usually have no problems.
That's an experienced consumer video games.
Yeah, especially with one
Specific-
yes. Company.
With yeah,
But yeah, no,
that's a
it's
true fan.
yeah.
That is a true fan.
That's how good there's some of the stuff is.
Yeah,
I'll deal with
that's
the bullshit.
awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, I recommend if
Awesome.
you like TellTale, obviously if you like Walking Dead season 1, you played 2, you could jump right in because it is nice because it starts with a new character, and you can pick things. And Clementine is kind of it helps to have that background with her, but you don't necessarily have to have it. But yeah, I say you could jump into this, but if you play the past ones, it's definitely gonna make it more. You're gonna be engrossed more with the characters and where things go. The other game I played, Mass Effect Andromeda. Finally jumped into that a few weeks ago.
I've seen you've been playing that game.
Yeah. So, you ever played a game, and you're just like, I'm not really liking. Like, am I like? You're like sitting there like asking yourself, am I enjoying this game at all? Am I having fun? And you're like, I'm kind of having fun, but I'm not. And you're asking yourself why you're not. Why you're still playing this game?
Yep.
Okay.
Paper Mario Color Splash.
Oh, okay.
Loved it, and hated certain things about it. I can relate to you, I think, on this.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's...
There's great things there. At least with that game. I don't know about this game, but like with that game, but it was like, you ask yourself, why the fuck did this just happen?
Yeah.
That sounded so fucked up. Why did that just happen?
Yeah.
Basically.
No, I understand. I do understand though.
What is happening?
But so I'm about 10 hours in. I was about 10 hours in this game, and I was sitting there like. So I played the first 2 hours, like when it first came out. And I'm like, it was a buggy. It was like I was fucking fighting shit all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna come back to this later. I had a backlog from hell at that point in time.
You're used to coming back later.
Yeah. So, God damn it. So I'm like, I'll come back to this. Let some updates come out, and hopefully be better by then. Still a lot of bugs. Before I even get to the bugs, I'm about 10 hours in, and I'm sitting there like, am I having fun with this game?
Really? 10 hours in. You're having
10 hours
fun.
in at that point. I'm like,
No.
am I? And I'm like, kinda. There's certain things I like about this game. Fast forward.
It reminds you of her. The game.
Yeah.
Previously.
Oh, Walking Dead.
No.
Oh.
The original Mass Effect, or the second one and third one.
Yes. Yes.
There's little glimmers.
And that's where
You are kind of like her.
the glimmers of Mass Effect is what kept me going with this game. So fast forward 25 more hours of gameplay later, about 35 hours in,
Holy shit.
I finally hit a wall where I was like, fuck this game. And
For real? That far into it?
Yes.
Wow.
That's unheard of.
So
yes, wow.
this game, god damn it. Like you said, the
It's on the
glimmers, the Mass Effect that
It
game.
walks a line, doesn't
Yes. But the problem is,
Towards the shithole.
the things I love about Mass Effect, yeah, it definitely took a deep dive in the shithole. But the
it? It
glimmers,
ain't too bad if it's warm out.
yeah, it's okay.
Flies are eating you.
Yeah, it's got a lid on it. You can't smell it or see it or know it's there. No, the thing that I liked about Mass Effect is why I kept playing. If this was just called Andromeda, I would have put the, yeah. I blew my brains out. Justin just did the thing of shooting himself in the head. I wouldn't even probably played it, or I might have checked it out and I would have gave up on it after a handful of hours.
Wow.
But the fact that it has Mass Effect in the title is why I kept playing, because Mass Effect's to me one of the greatest trilogies, if not all the time, at least in the last 10, 15 years.
Greater than the Star Wars trilogy?
The prequels, hell yeah. Andromeda's better than the prequels. No.
Go ahead.
No, so they did a really great job of like upgrading the gameplay. So the actual like shooting aspects of it were like, it was kind of like a Gears of War knockoff. At least Mass Effect 2 and 3 were. Were like high man cover, third person over the head shooter kind of game. And there's some cool powers in it if you want to play that way. But this one they actually added like a kind of like a jetpack thing, where they made it a little more speed to it. Where it's like now you can like do some more platforming. So you can like I can jump up to the second level and shoot these guys. I have a dash move I can do to quickly get out of the way of like attacks if I'm like stranded in the middle of nowhere, or
as another layer of combat and
Yeah.
excitement.
yeah, it definitely, and I feel like they one-upped the original trilogy from that standpoint. But I don't know if you guys read it or heard anything about, but they had Kotaku released had an article come out, and they had a YouTube video too, discussing kind of the development of Mass Effect Andromeda, where basically it's
Unfortunately, I have a little bit of inkling about what it what that entails.
Yeah.
But keep talking.
So basically, it was kind of like the B team of BioWare, and I talked about it last week with Anthem, where that's like the A team is working on Anthem this for the last 6 years, since Mass Effect 3, basically. These guys have been working on it since like 2012, 2013. They've been working on Mass Effect Andromeda, and like I said, B team.
Damn, that's a long time.
Yeah, and so when they started making this game, they essentially had No Man's Sky in mind. And this is before No Man's Sky was known about too, so it wasn't like they were copying it. They basically wanted to make Mass Effect in the No Man's Sky world, which sounds, in theory, kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because in theory, No Man's Sky sounds amazing.
For sure.
And there was like they want to do like every world's different. Like you just jump in a world and you're gonna see different things all the time. And then so they started working on this like late 2012, early 2013, and they realized towards the end of 2015 this was working. And plus, they're working on the Frostbite engine, and then the first company to like do this in a RPG third-person shooter element. Mm-hmm. So they're basically writing the code for this the Frostbite engine while making a game. So they spent 3 years doing the No Man's Sky kind of stuff. Basically realized it was working in 2015. They realized this isn't going to work. So they had the story for the most part in place. They had some of the worlds in place, but majority of the game, more than half of the game, was written and made and wrote in the last year and a half. Basically, into 2015 to when the game released in March 2017. They basically had less than
I would hate that feeling being like a developer.
Yeah.
Someone that works there, like, fuck. Like we hit it because not everything always pans out the way you think it's going to pan out.
Yeah.
Of course. And like this happens. We got to make a story with it quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a game. People like these games.
Yeah.
And oh fuck.
So
I would feel bad.
In one hand, it sucked. It's a buggy mess. But on the other hand, even with what we got, if it wasn't a buggy mess, it's still not a good game to me. Yeah. So there's a lot of the No Man's Sky elements that I find where it's like you get on a planet, and the kind of main thing is you're like there's the viability. So you travel to the Andromeda galaxy, mm-hmm. and you're trying to find home planets, planets that people can live on, and that was the whole. Like there's the 7 golden worlds as they called it. So it's been 636 years since you left. They've been in cryo sleep, and they're finally woken up, and they wake up, and all the planets that they picked out are totally different now. And something happened. It's called the Scourge. I didn't get far enough to like learn what happened, but all the planets that they were going to inhabit are completely different, and they can't now. So they're stuck on what's called the Nexus, which is kind of like the hub. Mm-hmm. It's like a giant space station that they're all on now, and they don't. There's a lot of people still in cryo sleep. There's tens of thousands of people in cryo sleep. They basically have like the best of the best. They took out cryo sleep because they just can't. They don't have the resources in the space to feed all these people, and where they're going to sleep. What the hell are they going to do? Because a lot of people they're brought in for special needs kind of things. Like mm-hmm. This is what your job is, and so anyways, so you're trying to find home planets to live on. So the big thing you want to try to do is you're going on these planets. You bump into like this alien race called the Ket that are kind of like they shoot on sight kind of people. They're the bad guys in the game. They're the main antagonist, and you're trying to defeat these guys and stop other things, and make these worlds habitable. And there's like this weird ancient race of they call it Remnant. They have like you find their old tech behind them. You're trying to use that, and you're using that to make you're terraforming the planets to make it so you can live on it. And there's a whole other thing deep down more into it. And the whole like basis of it is really interesting to me.
Sounds like fucking alien shit going on here.
Yeah,
a really cool story.
Yes,
mixed with a game that wasn't
that great.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing. I wish they would delve more into is like they get right on the fringe of it. Like sometimes when I talk about like mm-hmm. these people like left their family, they're all like it's 636 years later.
Sorry, I thought so people are making the game for
no, but like
that too.
636 years went by.
Yeah.
Generations of their family have come and gone and died and born.
So many.
Yeah.
Centuries, almost 7 centuries.
Yeah, so basically
Holy
you went
shit.
to sleep, your parents were like 40 years old. Now you wake up at 636 years later. There's like you have
Zap Brannigan.
Yeah, Zap Brannigan is running your. But no, it's kind of and it's just kind of
interesting.
It's an interesting
The
storyline.
story sounds so cool,
but they don't delve into like the interesting parts of it. So, and like I said, it dumps more into like you making these planets habitable for the people to live on, and research kind of like what these worlds are and what you can do with them and how to terraform. And the problem is these worlds that go on, they're decent size, and there's like I've made it to my 5th or 6th planet. There's a few other ones too I didn't get to. These maps are pretty good size, and there's nothing to fucking do on them. So I probably spent, of that 35 hours or so I put into it, probably 20.
Is it like the Thin Man?
Thin Man.
The crazy horror game where you're running through woods and like there's nothing but this weird guy chasing you?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Slender Man.
Slender Man, thank you.
Yeah, kind of that.
I mean, in a way,
but in a bigger. Yeah, like you're just.
There's this great story, then all of a sudden you're just on this.
The game, the actual act of it sucks.
And both parties have like a cool direction they're going to, but like we gotta scramble and make it mix somehow.
Yeah.
Is that what it feels like to you?
Kind of, sort of. Where I think you can see like
not all the way though.
Yeah, you can see the No Man's Sky stuff in it, where it's like, here's these big open world planets, or maps you're on, these planets you're on, but they didn't really fill in what the fuck you're supposed to do. Where it's like, Zelda Horizon did a great job where it felt like these worlds were lived in, and
they have a past.
There's a past to it, and I mean, obviously it's tough because there's new planets, new inhabitants.
Yeah.
And there's other things going on where like you've been asleep for a long time, and there's people that have been awake well before you, and like there was like a mutiny, and a bunch of people left, and they inhabited the planets themselves.
Right there.
There's some cool stuff to it, and that's what kind of going
like a better
through.
Comic book.
Yeah.
Than a game.
I would rather watch a movie of this because there's some cool stuff in there.
Cool what you're saying.
Because there's the whole mutiny, why they left. You get why they left, but like dealing with it, going to the planets they're on, and trying to get everybody to come together, and also like take out the cat and find a place to live. There's a lot of cool things going on.
Yeah.
It's just playing the game sucks. So like I said,
it's just not fun to play.
Yeah. So you go on and you're on this map. You're just driving around for minutes on end. Get to these places, and every map, it's like there's a snow planet. There's like the forest planet. There's the desert planet. There's
that sort of sounds like the original Mass Effect.
Yeah, and it's just like
or I haven't played Mass Effect, so.
But it's just they're boring as shit, and there's nothing in between them, and just getting anywhere sucks. So people bitch a lot about Destiny. We have to go back to the hub world every time to get like to go to the stories, turn in your missions, get new missions, things like that. That sucks. The thing that sucks most about the one of the biggest turns off to me about Mass Effect, outside of the boring of traveling through planets and doing a lot of the side missions are very samey and they're not fun to do. Getting anywhere in the galaxy you're in is a long drop. There's a 20 load screens between everything. So I actually wrote down something. This is something I dealt with.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go through every single step, and it's going to be annoying to listen to.
No.
But I want you guys. I had to deal with this. So
do it.
The Nexus is like I said, the hub world.
I've done this before.
And
I want to hear you say about this.
Yeah. So the Nexus, home world, the hub. There's 4 different spots for it. There's like the cryo space. There's a dock.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the main area, and then there's something else too. Between everything here, there's a loading screen you have to go through. So I'm on Nexus. I go to the med bay, one of the 4 areas. I talk to this guy, and he's like, my brother died in the cryo sleep. My dad died on Eos, one of the planets you're on. They have 2 pendants. They come together like a necklace kind of thing. Yeah, it's one of the first planets you go. It's the first planet you go on. Okay. And he's like, my dad died on Eos. They have 2 pendants that combine together. They always wanted their pendants to be put together and put
necklace thing.
Yeah, and they complete each other. And they want them in a spot. And he's like, you put it here in Eos. And I just left Eos. And I'm like, well, fuck. I just went through all this to get here. Now I gotta go back to this planet. First off, so okay, so I walk out of I have to walk to the train that you take to get what I took to get to the med bay, back to the dock. There's a loading screen in there of you taking a train. So I walk the train, loading screen, you going to the dock. So I'm on the dock now. I gotta walk to my ship. There's a loading screen of me there's a loading screen going on the ship. Then there's like a loading screen of you taking off the planet. Okay, so now I'm on the ship. I just went through a loading screen. No loading screen. So now I need to pull up my map. I pull up my map. Quick loading screen, 2-second loading screen maybe, of the map coming up. All right, so there's a bunch of different systems you're in, like solar system kind of things you're in. And I need to pick the system now, because I'm in a different system from EOS. I need to pick that system. So I got to pick it. Then there's a loading screen of me flying to that system. Okay? So I flew to the system now. Then I got
flying high again.
Then I got to pick the planet I want to go to, EOS. So I picked the planet. There's a loading screen of me flying to EOS. So I fly to EOS now.
Powdered toast man.
Yep. And then I pick, I want to land on the planet. There's a loading screen of me landing, of me, there's a loading screen. And then there's another loading screen of me landing on the planet. Okay? And then I'm on the planet now. And then I got to pick a fast travel point.
Just your body?
Yes.
That's
so now,
awesome.
Now I'm on the planet. Now I got to pick a fast travel point to get me closest to the point to drop off the pendant. So I picked the spot, loading screen there. Now I drive to the location. It's about a 2-minute drive. Get there. No enemies. Nothing to do. I hit triangle. I place the pendant there.
Oh my god.
So then I do it all over again.
Call.
Now I got to tell the guy I did that. So I got to do all that over again. I got to do it all the way back. I go all back, do the reverse. That's just one mission. And I don't know how many times it's happened to me. Like every time I need to do something, there's like 5 or 6 loading screens between everything. It's just terrible. That was a 15-20 minute long session to me to place a pendant. There was no gameplay, just me walking and driving to a location. And that's like, and I don't know how many times I left the planet and you get emails. I read my emails. And it's like, this guy just talked to you on that planet, now wants to talk to me again. So I have to travel back to that planet. Yeah. I don't know.
Tenaciously to my buttocks.
It's just like, we are in, like, I can communicate with somebody from the Nexus while I'm on a planet halfway across the galaxy. Why do I have to travel all the way back to talk to this person in person? Like, we can email each other from across the galaxy. There's no reason for this. It's just dumb and lazy. So, and that's what the game is constantly. It's like, I don't want to do anything because it's just a hassle of me waiting for loading screens and driving through boring fucking planets that look exactly the same everywhere I go. So like I said, No Man's Sky thing is a problem. Nothing to do with these planets. The side missions are boring as shit. The main missions are pretty good, but unfortunately you got to go through a lot of side shit to get to that stuff.
The story sounds cool. The gameplay sounds okay. In the right environment. I don't know, like with.
And like
it's like someone trying to like weld 2 different things together that won't work.
Yeah,
and it's like they had a good vision over here, gameplay. These guys in the story have a really good vision too. And it's like just these don't mix.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, and it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I hate seeing that shit.
And I think, like I said,
there's really good ideas and cool things that happen.
Yeah,
even if someone's gonna try to hurry up. It's like, oh, dude, this is so cool. Like, you came up with some cool shit. Like, you were on the spot.
Yeah.
And then, like, it just doesn't add up.
No.
I hate that.
Yeah, and it sucks.
You feel bad. I don't even, like, I don't know those games, but I feel bad because, like, I was thinking about, that has got to be bad.
Yeah.
It's got to feel bad.
And it has,
for the people involved.
Yeah, and I think it sucks for everybody. And, like, the gameplay is really good, but the problem is you see it, like, there's only 2 new alien races. One you're friends with, and the other one's the cat. So you fight a lot of the same. You're seeing at most 6 to 8 different types of enemies. So the gameplay is fun, but it's just kind of like rinse, wash, repeat with the gameplay. I know exactly what to do, especially 30 hours into it. I've been doing the same thing for a while now, and then I haven't got to the bugs yet. There's about
Go ahead.
Justin's going to pee.
I have to go pee.
But there's about a half dozen side missions that I can't complete because of bugs. Whereas, I can't start the mission. Or there's
a dozen?
Yeah, at least. There's missions I can't even, I talk to the guy to set the mission up to get it in my journal. But then I go to do the mission, and I go to the point where I'm supposed to go, but nothing's there to, actually start the mission. And I'm like, it's not like I'm just being dumb. I go to YouTube, and I look up what you're supposed to do, and I'm doing the thing I'm supposed to do. It's not there. I'm supposed to go to one mission, just go to a spot and kill this creature. I go there, creature's not there. I look up on YouTube what I'm supposed to do. I did exactly what I'm supposed to do, just not there. Multiple times where I'm doing main story missions, and like eliminate the cat, and that'll get you on to the next step of it. Kill the cat, and nothing happens. And there have been multiple missions, like things like that happen where the next thing doesn't pop up to do. So I've had to restart the entire start of that mission again, and do it all over again. And I've had to do it multiple times to get to go. Like I've dealt with a lot of bullshit to get to that point, and I don't know. Like I said, if I can do it all over again and fast forward, I would just stop 10 hours in. I sold the game to kind of break myself away from it because it was just like I finally hit a wall, and I'm just like I'm doing the same thing over again. I'm not having fun. Dealing with a lot of bullshit. I actually had one point where like the vehicle you drive is called a Nomad, and I'm inside this base where you're not supposed to be driving. Like okay, I'm actually inside that building, doing like fighting these guys, and I did some like the platforming. They do like a lot of platforming, and the platforming sucks in this game. Right. It doesn't control well. The jumping is awful. It's fine for the jump pack is awesome for like the battles, but actual platforming is terrible. So I jumped and I missed the ledge and I died. And a loading screen popped back up. I'm in the Nomad. Oh. My vehicle inside this base where you're not supposed to have the Nomad in. So I got stuck and I was like in this instant thing where it kept putting me in the Nomad above nothing. So I kept dropping and I got stuck in this instant death loop where it kept falling.
I'm so sad for you, but so happy.
Yeah, so I had to
I love these weird games.
I had to close out and come back in, and luckily it started me off. It's still in the Nomad, but I was enough on a piece of ledge that it wouldn't fall over. So I was able to jump out and get out and continue the mission. Otherwise, the game would have been broken for me right then and there.
Sometimes, do you ever wish that like games couldn't be updated? Just because, like, this would be one of those, like, Superman 64 things forever.
If it was, like, a really bad game, not Mass Effect, but if it was a really bad game, yeah, sure.
But you don't want it to be this game.
No, because totally. There's some really good, high-quality stuff in there. But
for sure. But like, with games in general.
Like a lower-budget game, I play games that are, like, super broken and shitty, yeah.
You wish it to stay that way, like, so bad.
Yeah, sometimes it's part of the charm of them.
It'd be, like, known for being so bad that, like, you might want to buy it someday.
Like, yeah, like,
definitely. It's so bad.
Yeah, there's definitely a charm to that, but
yeah,
a AAA
not
$6 game
you're looking for.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Yeah,
no, it's just a big bummer because I love Mass Effect.
I know you do.
I wish it was better. But yeah, I gave up on the game. Like I said, I sold it. It was like I think I had to sell it to get like that was the only way I was gonna break away from it.
Get away from me.
Yeah, I had to get it.
That sucks, man.
So I physically can't play it anymore.
That does suck.
Yeah. Especially since I've been, I waited 3 months to play that game, and still buggy and broken as hell, and then the gameplay in general just wasn't very good either.
Shitty.
Yeah, but
seriously,
Josie,
yo,
what have you been playing, buddy?
I have been playing Duke Nukem 3D, the one on PS4.
The one they remade.
It's re-released. Like re-released. Okay. Tyler, Gabe, by now you probably know that I like, for some reason, you know why. I like certain games, especially like PS4.
Yeah.
And I just got done playing Zelda on Nintendo, which I use the gyro controls the whole time for like bow shooting and stuff.
You know, Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Yep. Man, as soon as I started playing this game, for some reason, I was like, well, no duh, you've been playing Breath of the Wild for like 2 months now. It's like, I went to go like aim with the gun, or with the controller, like moving around, like, what's happening? Got killed, bam, bam.
Gotta reconfigure your brain.
Reconfigure my brain. Just wishing for a moment, like, if I had the gyro controls, boom, I would have had them. I'm not gonna complain about that, but like, I thought about it. I was like, oh man, if just had gyro controls right now, I'd be rocking this house. But it took a while. I adapt to things. I adapt to like the controls. These controls are like, okay, it feels like it's in like the Doom engine, pretty similar to that, but it's like harder than Doom because the controls aren't as good. Or no, the controls are as good, but the enemies are way above your controls. Like, they're doing things like, what? Like, weird, crazy things, like, just to be cool. Like the pig cops are flying up in the sky. and like turning left and right. Like it sounds simple, but they're like going super fast, and you're like slowly aiming as fast as you can. And like by the time you get to where they were, nope, they're not there anymore. They're gone on the other side of the street. Like that shit happens constantly. But I got to like the 4th or 5th level finally. It took a while to get used to that. This game is it's like the shittiest Doom game you've ever played, but it's awesome. It's so weird and like dumb. It's got this old cool mentality. Like you walk up to like a light switch, you see it, you push like the button like in Doom to like open things, it's the action button, and like lights will turn on. Well, like there's certain ones like there's secrets all over the place, kind of like Wolfenstein is, and like Doom, and like yeah, there's secrets everywhere. Duke Nukem was like that as well because like it was born from that, and like but like Duke Nukem's full of like nudity. It's like the funny nudity version. Like I went to like this porn store. And it's like adults only. And like I went to the bathroom, took a piss, and he's like, that felt good. Like stupid ass shit, but like it's so fucking dumb. I love it. And like there's like I fought a bunch of like alien type weird people in there, and then like I found this weird like hidden room and like a switch, and I pressed the button, and then like this huge like the wall, not like a theater, a wall started opening. There's like this like half naked chick dancing, like go-go dancer. It's just like over and over again, like those memes and shit you see like on
There's one motion.
Yeah, like over and over again. It's like I can't stop staring. I was like joking.
Yeah,
I was playing it in front of my my girlfriend, basically wife, and like my sister-in-law, and it was like, look at this guy. I was like, yep. It was so stupid. I can't stop watching. It's so dumb looking, but there she is dancing, and like it was a funny moment. But no, that game's actually pretty cool. I don't know if I'll beat that game ever. There's a lot of shit. It's weird because like you don't, in this new version, you don't have to progress like you normally would have had to. I don't think like 1 level, 2 level. You can like start anywhere you want to.
Oh, okay.
In the whole
like
thing.
Chapter select kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I've been enjoying it. It's hard. It's dumb as hell, but like there's like something about it that keeps you wanting to play it every once in a while. But a bigger game to me than that I've been playing. My first Metal Gear game I've been playing is Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Which is a weird place to start, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Especially for you, Tyler.
At the very end.
It's gotta be weird.
Yeah, it's in the smack dab in the middle of the timeline though.
Yeah, which is crazy.
No, Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear in general doesn't make any sense, so it's fine.
It's like it's like a weird smack dab prequel in the middle thing. I still don't understand, but
nobody does.
Yeah, nobody does. So I decided I'm going back. I'm gonna beat every single one. I'm going back in time.
Okay.
Literally in time, and I'm probably gonna be disappointed.
Back in time.
But I'm just gonna roll with it.
Okay.
So I got a PS3 finally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never had one in my life. Got a
Really?
PS3, the old 60 gigabyte original backwards compatibility. Took me a while to get one. Long story short, I got Metal Gear Solid 4, and I played it for about 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie.
So you watched a lot of cutscenes and you played 2 minutes.
Yes. There was some weird shit going on at the beginning, like with some like cooking documentary.
That's right.
And I was like, is this fucking part of the game?
right.
I was like, yes, it is.
Yeah,
I played
is.
the 5th one. For some reason, I think this is part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it, and it was like all of a sudden, there's like some naked chicks like on clouds. Like, oh my god, these chicks are hot, dancing around these clouds and stuff. And all of a sudden, it's like the game starts. Like, where did that come from? It was awesome.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't make sense.
It's Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima, man, he's crazy.
Only person on more drugs than Nintendo.
Yeah, he's on some drugs, dude. Like, okay, like, I'm not gonna lie. The first like long cutscene before you actually get to play, I was like, oh my god, I'm getting that scratchy, itchy feeling I got with Uncharted 2. which I heard is a great game.
Mm-hmm.
But like the first part with the fucking train falling off the side of the wall, the bit of the cliff, you gotta climb up.
Mm-hmm.
I felt I was like I'm more watching than playing, and I'm like I'm getting itchy. I'm feeling weird. I don't like this. But then suddenly I got to start playing. I was like, oh, this is fucking hilarious. I'm crawling on the ground, and you can see my butt cheeks. It's like Metal Gear Solid 5, like crawling. It's the same. It's the same, but like it's weird going back in time. It's like much more linear than that game was.
Yeah.
Which you told me about, because like the
5
story and
is
everything.
so different than everything else. Anyway.
4, it does not feel like the fourth one. Like I would guess if like you handed me the game, this is a second or a third one, compared to 5. Not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like the way that like the AI is in the gameplay, like it feels more dated than I thought it would.
Yeah.
It feels weird. Like okay, like in the 5th one, it's like you can hide from people, but they're fucking smart as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's like I'm crawling, I push the camouflage button, and like this dude literally like walked on top of me. He's like, "Who the hell's there?"
Yeah.
It made me laugh. It was funny, but like it felt like pointless from one aspect and amazing from another. Like it was so. It's such a weird game so far. Like in this one time I was like standing all the way up in this guy's face. He's like, "Hey, can you help me with something?" And I ducked. I don't know. I don't think he's talking to me, like somebody else. And then like he's like, "Who the hell's there?" Like you start freaking out.
Yeah.
And like the hair, like you know, like where like someone spots you.
Yeah.
It never happened. And like this dude just like literally walked on me. He's like just like started to point his gun at me, walked over me, and then got killed. And like all these enemies that come like as you're walking, they all come from like random like little spawn points, like corridors until you get to a certain spot, which is like I don't know, like the humor in this game is fucking awesome, and like the gameplay is somehow still the same as like Metal Gear Solid 5, but like everything just seems dumber as fuck.
Plus, that having 8 years in between development of
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not like dissing on this game because like I'm enjoying this game.
Yeah.
But like I'm just noticing these little things. It's like this is funny. Like actually, I got to this point. Okay, I know I sound negative, but I'm not, Tyler. There's just one point where I got to where I started fucking laughing so hard, and I explained to people. They didn't think it was very funny, but to me it was super funny. This dude was like taking a shit in a fucking big burn barrel, and this guy's like, "What? There's a noise over here." He goes over there. The dude's like, "Ugh." And he's like, he notices someone's coming. He's like, "I wasn't done. I'm not done." Like you see him running off like with his fucking pants down, and then like the best part is like Snake comes over, like he just like on like a cutscene, he fucking crawls over. Ooh, this barrel with like burn holes. He like sticks his head in there because he took a shit in there. It's like weird British humor. It's like weird situational shit. He sticks his head in there. He's like, "Seems good to me." Like then it's part of your fucking inventory. And every time you use that barrel, you know that guy was taking a shit in there. Like just fucking funny and entertaining. Like there's some like gameplay stuff where it's like, okay, this is kind of crappy, but at the same time, there's so much cool stuff going on that I fucking am really enjoying this game.
Yeah.
And like I want to get back to it so bad. Like I've been having trouble getting back to it because I've been going to sleep too early and shit for going to work. But no, this game is awesome. I feel like
Wait
I've
till
been
you
really
get to
negative on
like
this game,
3, dude.
but I'm excited for this game. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like more than anything new that's come out. I'm excited to play this game.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I want to finish this game.
You picked a weird one to jump into because that is literally the last one in the timeline.
He's
so.
all
It
old
is.
and
Yeah.
you can feel that he's old.
And there's a lot of tie-ins to the original ones. I think
yeah.
I think 5's easy to jump into because it kind of feels like its own kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that ties into the old stuff, but you can easily jump into 5. 4
Yeah.
is a direct sequel from 1, 2, 1 and
3.
2. 3 not so much.
Not 3 so much. Okay.
Because 3 is a
See?
prequel to 5.
Oh yeah,
there's the
exactly.
whole-
So
it-
Justin, if you were to
the
have
5 thing.
say,
The 5
and
thing.
if you were to have started to play, say, like Metal Gear Solid 3, and then like 5, and then go through like 1 and 2, and then 4, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, guess
Now,
what
that
I'm
would have made
doing?
more sense. You're going through
Right,
the last
I'm
one
going-
first.
Yeah, you know what I'm doing. I'm going backwards. And guess what I'm buying this week?
The collection.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
The Legacy Collection.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
And
yeah.
you get the downloadable code for the original.
Okay. Cool.
And you get the old 2 from NES, I think.
Because
It's kind of a... I don't know if
you
get
have
the
every
old
single one
NES.
basically. Because basically, I think that, if I understand correctly, it is Metal Gear Solid 3,
Mm-hmm.
then Peace Walker, which is the
Yep.
PSP game, then 5.
Yep.
Then it's Metal Gear 2,
Yeah.
Metal Gear 1, then Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, then 4. So
4 is the last one.
3 is the first one in the
Super
timeline.
interesting.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I know you just kind of said something, Gabe. You think I'm weird for going backwards? Do you think it's so,
I
so
think-
different from what you did?
I think it's you're making from the like even the poop thing that's a tie into 1 and 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That character is turns into be a major character in the process of the game. So-
Yeah.
That's so crazy. I'm going like backwards,
Yeah, so it's
like a
definitely
scientist.
like I said, like 5, like you can definitely like you. I told you like back in a couple years ago when we played the game was
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is a great game for anybody, but it's an even better game if you like Metal Gear Solid. You like
Right.
Metal Gear
Yep.
games
Right.
because like all those like
And
the crazy tiny little things that mean nothing to you blow my mind.
And that's the shit that makes me want to know everything about it.
And that's why I would say if you're gonna play this game, I'd stop playing 4 now.
Yeah.
And start with just playing Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can skip Peace
You
Walker.
really would recommend that?
Yeah.
You don't want me to
I
go
would.
backwards, like
I would.
like I am with like.
You can
not-
skip
not
3,
backwards
because it doesn't really tie in. But I'd say at least 1, 2, and 4
but play 1
before
2,
you play 4. You play at least
play
1
1
and 2
and 2
first.
before 4.
Because 3 is the first one in the timeline. So
Fuck. 3 is.
because 5 is a direct sequel from Peace Walker 3, Peace Walker 5. So those are the beginning. It's the prequels.
It's
Of
almost
Metal
like
Gear
it could
Solid.
go both ways though. It's almost like it'd be cool to know it beforehand and to just rediscover it like backwards.
Yeah, I mean you can look either way
It
you look
wouldn't
at
be
it.
what you wanted, as for me though.
Yeah, it'd be like watching the Star Wars prequels before you watch the original Star
Yeah.
Wars kind of thing. I think.
Kind of see what's coming.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting, man. Yeah, that's basically what I've been playing.
Okay, oh, that's cool.
I didn't want to sound negative, dude. Like I wasn't trying to.
That's right. Yeah, it's cool.
I actually really enjoy it.
Four's tough one to jump into, especially because all the cutscenes.
I've been thinking about it a lot, so it
Of
must be
all the
making an
Metal-
impact.
Of all the Metal Gear games, man, you played through 5, but now you want to go through 4 next, man. That's just kind
Yeah.
of weird, dude.
I know it's super. It's because it's the first one. It's the first one. Like I was like, this is one of my favorite games I've ever played.
Well, you know,
I love
understand.
that game, and like,
You're
I
gonna
don't
get,
know.
but this is what's gonna happen, Justin. It's like you're gonna play through the entirety of 4, and then it's like, what the hell is this? What the hell is that? I'm so lost right now. I'm confused. Now, granted, that's like through almost every single one of the Metal Gear Solid games.
Even if you play them in chronological order, it's so confusing as shit.
there's like Kojima. There's like these weird little things you see like on cans, and like little thing like machines and stuff.
Yeah.
This is not a Kojima thing. Like this little funny, like stupid things that like I enjoy.
Yeah.
After playing the 5th one, because I never played any of them. But yeah. Damn. I wish I could suddenly just like, you could bestow upon me
The knowledge.
all of your knowledge of
Yeah.
the series, like this, and the feelings of playing it like a long time ago.
Yeah, nostalgia. Yeah. It'd be tough to play it in 2017. All those games.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah.
Not
I still want
impossible,
to. I
but
have
kinda
an
tough.
I really want to.
2 and 3 hold up really well though. I played them 5 years ago, so I still
Nice.
enjoyed the shit of them. So, but I mean, I still had the benefit of loving those games 10 years before that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So.
But like, my negative things. My negative is much, even though I might have said it more, unfortunately. My negative is much smaller than my positive about that game.
Yeah.
I actually really think it's very cool so far.
Okay. No, yeah. Four's yeah, it's tough to talk about, but yeah, 4 is it's my favorite game of all time, obviously.
It's fucking awesome.
But it has a benefit, but a lot of it has to do with the fact is the previous 3 games before that. So
for sure, man.
Yeah, it's a tough game to jump into, especially even with just playing 5, because 5
so different.
It's different game, and then really the story doesn't really tie in directly with
very prequel.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, should we just jump into? We don't have the topics for this week. Kind of more of a question, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you could only buy 5 games the rest of the year, what would they be?
Get Colonel. You ready?
If nobody else is ready, I am ready.
Tyler's ready. I'm not ready.
My body is ready.
His body is fucking ready again.
So 5 games that I would actually want to buy for the rest of the year.
If you can only buy 5 of them.
Okay. So the 5 games I would buy for the rest of the year, one of them would be ARMS, which released today, from the recording. The other one would be Split.
We're not including ARMS in this.
Okay.
No ARMS.
Because that's coming. It's coming out next week.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm going to go ahead and say Splatoon 2 would be definitely one of them.
Okay.
I know Super Mario Odyssey would be another one of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, in terms of gameplay stuff, I would probably say I know this is probably predictable of me, but probably the Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon or something like that would be another one for me.
I can't wait to hear what you think about this.
We'll count that as 1. That's 3. Yeah.
I know, right?
That's 1. Yeah.
Then, of course, there is that Danganronpa V3 that's going to be coming out later on this year.
We're up to 4. You got 1 more.
And then the last one I would obviously think would be like, in terms of like playability, I know I'm pretty heavy upon RPGs as it is. I mean, for fuck's sake, I'm playing games that are like almost like full-on RPGs. They're not even turn-based. But my last one would probably have to be like the Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because here's what ends up happening. It's like whenever it comes to games that are released and stuff, there is a hell of a lot of Nintendo stuff I want to try out. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty of it, theoretically, I'm only probably going to play or get like maybe 5 big games for the rest of the year, and these are probably the most likely I'm going to be picking up. Because, oh man, this year has been fucking crazy. It's like, new Zelda, that's fantastic. This Mario game coming out is going to be probably fantastic too because of all this stuff. Then you have 2 fucking mainline Pokemon games a year after Sun and Moon. Then I have like the last game of the trilogy of the Danganronpa games that I played on Vita, which I know this one's probably going to be the coup de grace and probably a fantastic game in its own right. And then it's like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I mean, fuck, it's like there's only so much time I can play this stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Xenoblade is probably pretty long.
It is.
Oh yeah,
it's like that longer one,
Yeah.
The other games I haven't even finished because they can get upwards to like 100+ hours if you go through everything.
I got X, and I love that game.
Yep.
But I just got to a point where it's like, holy shit.
Yep.
Like it's.
I
guess it just wasn't
too much.
It just wasn't there enough.
Yeah.
But I think it was a great game. But yeah, go ahead, Gabe.
Oh, I'm finished with what I'm saying and stuff.
Okay.
Those are my 5 games.
You want me to go? All right. So I put mine in order.
Sure.
Number 5 would be Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
Obviously, love 4.
I loved 4 too.
Yeah. So Lost Legacy. They're doing a gameplay reveal on. Actually, I think it's already happened. Never mind. I'll cut that part out. Yeah. So Uncharted. I'm more Uncharted, so I'm excited for that. It's a $40 title too, which is nice.
That is
Budget one.
Surprising from what I saw.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool. 4, Evil Within 2. Yeah, that game's gonna be awesome. I think, especially loving Evil Within 1, same character. Looks like it's gonna have some of that art style and kind of the horror that we enjoyed from the first one.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be great. 3, Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah, that game. The more I see that game, the more I want to play that game. which I didn't know if that was
I
going to
saw
be the case.
something today that changed everything.
Yeah, every like 5-10 minutes, more gameplay I see of that. I'm just like, this game just gets better.
Shit.
It's like a fine wine.
Yeah, yeah.
Watching it, it just it ages
exactly right.
well. 2, Wolfenstein, the new Colossus. It just looks amazing. It's got the comedy. It's got the action. It looks like it took some elements of Doom. I mean, it's good. It's hard to beat that. Loving Doom, loving Wolfenstein 1, Old Blood. Yeah, that game looks like it'll be incredible. And the bits that we've seen of it look awesome. That's one of those games where like I don't want to see any more than that until it comes out. And then number 1, obviously, South Park Fractured Butthole. I've been waiting for that game for years. My body is so ready for that game. My butthole is ready to be fractured. You should.
I need to.
You should. If you buy it, you get a free copy of the first one. So.
Yeah.
Or when I pre-order it, when I get my copy, I'll just give it to you because I already have the game on PS1. So.
Well, that's cool.
That's my top 5.
Fuck yeah. Okay. My top 5 is Wolfenstein. Number 5. Pardon me. Actually, number 5 is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay.
Number 4 is Wolfenstein 2. I'm trying to think because okay. That was number 5. Number 4, no, Wolfenstein 2. Number 3 is not Spider-Man. It's not coming out.
No.
That's where it gets tough. I wasn't even ready. Okay, number 1, Super Mario Odyssey.
Makes sense.
Number 2, Evil Within 2.
Okay. Splatoon 2?
Number 3, holy shit, thank you. Yes. No.
Splatoon 2?
Splatoon 2 is a little above, maybe tied with Wolfenstein 2. I didn't watch the trailer for Wolfenstein 2. I saw a tiny little part of the trailer. That's all I needed.
Oh, yeah.
You should watch
But
it.
I love...
Just watch the 8-minute thing.
I saw like Ku Klux Klan guys walking away with some guy. And I saw like some people hanging out like in a little like soda shop.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. That's all I saw.
Shake.
That was the end.
Okay.
And there's a little humor I picked up. Somehow you're getting fat. Or like some fat part with with BJ Blazkowicz.
With his pregnant
His
wife.
pregnant wife.
Yeah.
You're getting fat. It was pretty funny the way you said it. But
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It worked out perfectly with his character. So yeah, those are the ones.
All right.
Thank you for saying Splatoon 2.
Yeah. I was worried.
Yeah, I was worried
I
too.
was worried you were going to forget about it. Yeah. That is our most anticipated games. Most 2017. It's going to be a great year, I think, for games.
Oh,
No, it
fuck
is.
Yeah.
I had to write them all down. That's how many, so I wouldn't forget all the games I want to play this year.
There's a lot this year.
Yeah. I was really happy towards the end of those press conferences where I was like, Sony, everything was 2018 or later.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then,
'Cause-
Nintendo didn't have too much more to add for 2017.
God of
That's
War
true.
wasn't too far down my list.
Yeah.
That game looked impressive.
Yeah.
to
I'm
me.
happy it's not
To
this
me,
year, 'cause I never
the
get around to it.
battling that I saw, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. That game looks incredible too.
Some hardcore shit
Yes.
happening with like shields and cool stuff happening.
Yeah. Gonna be a good year for gaming once again.
Mm-hmm.
Too good of a year for gaming. It's already been a good year for gaming.
Yeah.
My one bright side is looking at my list for the games I want to play this year. None of them are big open world RPGs. So I said maybe South Park. So that's nice. None of these games are going to take me 50 hours to beat, 30, 40 hours to beat. So that's the one bright side about this game. About the rest of the year,
Yeah.
a lot of them more are going to be linear kind of games, are not
The only two
massive
that
open
might
world.
be long for me is Mario Odyssey and
Kingdom Battle. Yeah, I heard
They're
Kingdom.
both Mario games.
Yeah. Well, I heard Kingdom Battle is 20-hour game or so, and then Odyssey is probably as long as you want it to be.
Yeah, for sure.
But the rest of them probably gonna be 10, 15 hours at
Mhm.
most. Go ahead, Gables.
Well, it's like what I was saying. I know that both Splatoon 2 and like eventually when I do play ARMS and stuff, they're not going to be as long of experiences as I've been going through this year. So
Yeah. And those games are as long, like outside of the campaign, with Splatoon 2, probably only gonna be a few hours. You can put in whatever, you can invest whatever time you want
Yep.
into it.
I invested so much in this first one, so
Yeah.
it's all up to you.
Yeah. Like Madden, I didn't include that, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
put 200 hours in Madden over the course of the year. So
Oh,
yeah,
show.
it's gonna be a good year. I think it's about time we wrap this bitch up. If you want to hear more from us, we're on Facebook, we have a page and group, Drunk Dash Nerds. So like and join us on there. On Twitter at Drunk Nerds Pod. Follow us on there. Those are the two places to go if you want to see when the podcast comes out right away. And then on YouTube, Drunk Dash Nerds Podcast. Subscribe to us on there. The podcast also goes up on there. So if you're listening to it on there, give us a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. And if you listen to us on iTunes, Drunk Dash Nerds Podcast, give us a 5-star review. Maybe write something out too. It's a great way for people to hear about us.
Email.
We don't have an email.
I want an email.
Okay, well, I'll make an email and then people can email
Thank
us.
you, Taylor.
Okay. Until then, those are the best places to get a hold of us. And then on Facebook, Twitter, probably the two best places to get a hold of us. And then also on Twitch, Drunk Nerds Podcast. So follow us on there. So, other than that, thank you guys so much for listening. I was Tyler.
I've been Drunken Justin.
And I have been Colonel Gables. And until next week, everybody, game on. And do whatever the hell you think you're wanting to do. Now just shut up and leave me alone.
Hey, don't.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Yes, he.
Good night.